Having a good document management system is essential for every business. Some of the key features of the document management system within the MAI portal is that you can centralize all your documents in one area. You can have version control then on different documents, and you basically achieve version control by setting up different types of workflows, or basically a list of people who the document goes to for approval, and maybe different people for different types of documents. And all the time we have an audit trail and a log. The module is particularly useful for anybody who's looking to get certified to the ISO standards, such as ISO 14000, 45000, ISO 9000, and so forth. The real benefits for you is there'll be no more chaos inside there. You can get the right document and the latest version of that document at your fingertips. It'll help you stay in control. You will also see all the previous versions of documents, and you can basically set up whatever approval processes you want inside on the system as well. The key thing is to always be audit ready. And the module here will help you stay compliant. It's going to save you time, and it'll significantly reduce your stress staying in control of all of your documents. When you log into the system, under the dashboard on the top left, you will come down, you see a thing called Document Dashboard. That'll show you all the different types of documents that are on the system. This is similar to the way OneDrive works, and as you go through then you can see different folders, and underneath the different folders then you can click through, for example, health and safety. You may have a subfolder for procedures, and under procedures then you might go through and see other types of documents as well. So it's up to you to structure this exactly how you wish. And when you're looking at documents, you see the current version number, who modified it, and on what date and time. So I'm going to go down through now the actual module itself and show you how you can set up and get moving with the system. So come to document control. The configurations are at the top of the system. This is where you create those folders that were available just a while ago in that view. And you can create whatever folders and subfolders that you want over here. So as we go through again, as I said, that was the document I looked at a while ago under the health and safety, and we can go manage other ones from there. The next thing we want to do is we want to have a look at the nomenclature system that you want to set up. So you may have a very simple one where you say health and safety procedures will be HSP prefixed, and health and safety records might be prefixed with HSR. As you go through then, we can put in a separator. It might be / or in this case I'm using a hyphen, and then the documents will appear sequentially like 001, 002, 003. If you want to also, within the prefix of HSP and that hyphen, if you want to also show the year, that's also possible. So to do that, you just come over here to the nomenclature, put in your prefix like HSP, so call it what you want, health and safety procedure. Come over there then, you can put in the prefix HSP, and over here then the separator, which is a hyphen. And if you want to include the year in the naming of your documents, you can do that as well. Once you've got that part under control, the next thing you can do is then come down to the approval workflow. This is important because once you have a document and you want to send it out for approval to different people, you can come down here, and I'm going to look at the first one here, which is say for we call it a say a health and safety document down here. It's a health and safety approval. So this will go to people who are set up under this workflow in the background. Okay, so over here I can see as well that it is a two-step process, and if I come in here under the actions, then I'm now able to come in and I'm just going to have a look at this two-step process and what it is. So over here, just the name, health and safety. The first step over here is where we're coming to send it to the manager for approval, and the second step is where it goes to the CEO. So when it comes down to the manager, then you can call it whatever you want, and I'm showing a two-step process. It could be just a single step here. When it comes down to the manager, what you can do is you can select the names of your people. That, because I've now selected a particular department as well, it's going to show certain names. But when I come down here, I'm going to select the names, and the names will appear. I can drag and drop these around afterwards as I see fit. And what will happen is when you send this document out to different people for review, okay, and they can accept or reject it, it'll go to all. If I select this button, I will require signatures from everybody to okay it or to approve it. If I choose this option, any one person that goes out to can approve it, and it'll go to from version 1 to version 2, or it'll go to all people here and in this sequence. So if I wanted to put somebody last, I can drag them down here as well. So once you have got the approval working here, the next thing you can do then is say, well, once it passes the manager approval, and we've in this case got all the signatures saying okay, then it goes to the CEO. And in the case of the CEO, this is probably just a single name over here. You can come through, and in this case it goes to Brian, and we've only one approver down here because it's just one person. So that's the way that part works. I'm just going to have a look at another workflow for you as well, just to see. And this is just come down here to a very, very simple workflow. In this case, I'm going to come down and I'm going to look at the environmental one, and I can see there's only a one-step flow on this. I'm coming in, I'm going to edit this one. And what I can see down here immediately is, yep, there is only one step. It's called the environmental folder, and that's got certain people associated with it. I call it whatever I want, just a name that'll describe, where you expect this document to go. And I just come down here and I can select the employee. And again, it's just one approver. If I wanted to add more, I can do. But so that's basically it. So in this case, if I had an environmental document and I went out and this person approved it, it'll go up to the next version 2 or version 3. If you are as you edit a document, if it's currently version 2 and you go to edit it, then it'll go on its journey to version 3, it'll go through minor numbers like version 2.1, version 2.2, and so forth. So once you've got the different workflows set up, now let's go and send the document out for review. So we come down here to documents, and I'm just going to upload a document. So here we go through, we're going to give the nomenclature to this. So I'm going to call it a health and safety procedure. And that's coming in now, and it actually assigns the next number here. I can change that if I want. Okay, I can create a new number, but it will warn me if I'm overwriting a different one. So it's saying it's going on its way to becoming version 1. Okay, I can't change that. Okay, that's controlled by the system. And I give it a document name. I'm going to say document control procedure. So what I can now do over here then as well is I can come in and I can say what folder am I sending this document out for. And I can come in over here and say it's going to be an environmental document. And where am I doing it? I'm going to say the Cork site. So again, different locations. If you have multiple sites, then each site could have different workflows. So I'm going to go environmental because it's a single step, and I want to show you how simple it is to get a document reviewed. Now, a couple of things over here. I can put in the description if I wish about the document, how documents are managed. It's not a mandatory field, but it's nice to have later if you're reviewing them. Do you want to set an expiry? Now, an expiry might be useful if you have a thing like a list of holidays for the year, and then next year, obviously, those holidays won't be valid, so that document will expire after 12 months, as an example. In this case, no, it's a genuine procedure. I just want to come in and get my procedure, so I just come in and select like that. And the next thing I want to do is mark this document as private. If I wanted to just have this document for certain people only to see it, then I can use the privacy thing. Coming down here, it's telling me what workflow it's going to go out on. And as I said, we know already the environmental one has a single flow. And I could just save it as a draft and come back later and continue on it. Or I'm actually going to come in here and save and send it. And it goes out then for review. So and I can see over here, document control. The major version is going to become major version will be 1. And when it goes in subsequent versions afterwards, it'll be 1.1, 1.2, 1.2 when it goes to version 2. And when you edit version 2 to go to version 3, there might be, as you go back and forth, there might be minor versions there as well. So it's coming out here. I'm just going to come down then to the document editor's dashboard. I can see the document control when it's over here. If I wanted to see the document, I can select that there. It's recommended that you put up documents in PDF format. If you do it in Word or other formats, you'll have to download the document first and then open it. But if you have it in PDF, you can view the document natively over there. I'm just going to come in and accept that document, and then the document will go up to version 1, and it's gone off my list. So if I wanted to see that document now, I literally just come back over here. Okay, I have another, so this is the document editor's dashboard where we can see, I can come through to see the document over here as well, and some other information about recently approved documents. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back up to my dashboard at the top. of the system, of this screen, come down to my document dashboard, and I can see all my documents there, and I can come into environmental, and I can see over here the document over here, document control was sent out as version 1 and who modified it. Now looking at some of these, the view button, as I said, this is a Word doc, so I'd download and do it. So that'll view it on screen. Here's if I wanted to download it. Now let's just say there was an issue with this document, okay? And let's just say, look, yeah, there's something wrong and we're gonna have to edit it and bring it to version 2. Well, what you can do over here is you can log an issue over here and say, need to amend step 4, okay? I'm going to just put that in as a test, and what that is now is I can just save that in such that the next time this document goes for review, so that's an important change, but it's not something, it's not a showstopper, it's not critical. I'm just going to wait till the next time this document comes up for review. But what we've done over here is we've logged in what that one is. So I can actually come in and note a second one, and different users can come in with different comments. And eventually what you can do then is you can come in and you can start the document then on its journey to becoming version 2 by editing it. But as you do that, you can take a note of all these comments down here and incorporate them into version 1, do your changes and send it off on its journey to becoming version 2. What will happen then is these changes stay behind and they're associated with version 1. So that's if I wanted to restart the workflow. I can come back over here, save and send, and we go off and include my comments. We have some other features then over here. One is the archive it. That just moves it out of the current live system into a history folder. And one other one here that I'm going to explain in a minute as well is when I have approved the document, I can now send this document to other people within the group of people who need to review it, and it's an environmental one, so the system knows these are the people. It won't go to finance because I've said it's an environmental one and I haven't included finance in this. So I can send a notification out to these different people. And what that looks like over here, I'm just going to come back to 1 second. I'm going to come back over here and we're going to go through and have a look under, say, health and safety. I'm going to come into procedures, I'm going to come down to V5. And what actually happens in a certain case, this is me that I've received. A while ago I sent out that document for review. In this case, I've received a document for review. It's in PDF format, so immediately what I can do over here is I can view it and it'll come up on screen. Okay, and I can have a look at it. I can read down, see everything. And there's an option down here, because I've been sent this document from somebody else to review it, I can then tick this box to say I've read, understood and will comply with the requirements of this document. Now this text can be customized for your own organization, but basically then you can go through and you can see of the, say, the 3, 4, 5 people, whoever you sent it to, you can see who's approved it and who hasn't. So there's two things after happening here. One is I created a document and I made it go to version 1 by following a certain workflow. Once it is approved as version 1, I then want to send that to relevant people to approve. So what I did in that case is I sent out, using this button, the document to be approved by different people. So for the purposes of this demo, I showed you one that I had received as a user to come in and approve. And as we do that, we can click in here, PDFs will load on the screen and I can tick that box if I so wish. And later we can see who has approved and who hasn't as well. So this is a very quick kind of walkthrough of the key features of the system. The change logs will show you when you select any particular document, it'll show you the previous version so you can roll back in time to see it. So I would suggest before you do start, maybe plan out on paper what your nomenclature system is going to be, the different types of folders that you want to create over here. And then once you do, come in and start getting using the system and getting the full value out of it. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video.